Forward to as we hurtle towards Tokyo later in August. Since the opening day, when we had that rain lashing down in the evening, there's been nothing but fine weather for the athletes competing at what's a wonderful venue on what promises to be a wonderful day, with the men's javelin throw F34 getting us underway. The European record and championship record holder Thierry Sabone goes in that one. The first 10 events are all finals on the opening morning. Joanna Mazur, who has already won a gold medal here, goes in the 400 metres in the T11 a little bit later. She'll be looking for another gold. A double for Mazur would go down well with those who are watching on. And we finish with everyone's favourite, the universal 4x100 metres relay. Watch out for that, it could be interesting. But it's the men's javelin throw F34, which does get us underway. Baradine, who's in there, who was the European champion back in 2016. He'll have some stiff competition from the man who's numbered as 11 there, Thierry Sabone, who's the reigning champion. He won gold in the shot put, discus and javelin way back in 2000 in Sydney. He's been around for an eternity. So a busy morning. Field events to get us underway. Javelin throw F34, which we're looking on at here. We'll also have the long jump T20, the discus throw F52 for the men, and the women's shot put F12 will get us underway for the women's field events. First up though, his lifetime best is to be believed. He'll be setting a world record later today, so we'll see how Muszyn Kajdi gets on. Szafranski, who was 8th back in 2018 in Berlin for Poland. Thomas Maddy, he was 2 places better off in those championships in 6th. And Daniel Gocevich, the former paracyclist. Marek Duda of the Czech Republic, 22-year-old, his first major championships, and there is Radmil Baradin, looking to regain that gold medal he lost in 2018. Eugenis Vakaitis of Lithuania, a lifetime best set this year of 19.16 for him. And Laszlo Stefanidis, 64 years of age. He's the founder and president of AS Lazaros Athletics Club in Thessaloniki. Van Duvrak, bronze medalist in 2016 in Grosseto. Mateusz Bydgoszcz, who was silver back in 2018, and switching from shot put to javelin. And there he is, Thierry Sabone. Been around for a long time. He's the reigning champion in this one. He's also been the 2-time world champion in javelin.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as we wait for the men's javelin throw F34 to get underway, it's a good chance for me, Tolson Tullett, to welcome Will Downing to proceedings for day 4 on Friday.
Morning everyone, busy as always, lots of finals to get us through. You'd have it no other way. 36 titles being decided today, 21 in the track, 15 in the field, and 15 of those 36 finals are on this morning. And for once in the morning session, more track finals than in the field. So far, 30 nations have medalled at these European Paralympics Championships, which is always really good to see the distribution and the growing tentacles of the sport. across Europe. Including Iceland for the first time picking up 2 medals in the same event at the European Para-Athletics Championships. It's made good headlines back home, which again is precisely what you want to see. Live TV coverage in Poland all day on the national sports channel, the national free-to-air sports channel, helping the publicity even more so. But of course, this isn't the main event of the year, is it? Tokyo 2020 in 2021 being primed for in 2.5 months' time. F34 seated category this is. So as always, all of the throws will be taken at once. Coordination impairment, 11 throwers. So this should be going on across pretty much most of the morning. Thierry Sibon, who is the last to throw, is the European and record holder. Mauricio Valencia's world record going back to 2018 in Santiago de Cali in Colombia. Stefanidis, the only F33 in this, Daniel Schill, holding the world record in that, which from memory was a former international footballer. Successful week as always for Poland. It generally tends to be in athletics and para-athletics at the European level. Between the two sports, they've won the most titles at across the last 6 European Athletics and Para-Athletics Championships, or at least 4 of the last 6. But that's not the only thing on this morning, because we've got long jump action as well. The men's T20 long jump, 4 in this, representing Poland and Croatia and Portugal and Greece. So there's 4 starters. So where's Lenin Cunha of Portugal gone? He's hopefully in the shadows somewhere. If not, then we've got 3 men going for the 3 titles. I think that's exactly what's happened. Maybe if they stand around long enough, Lenin will show up. Well, mercifully, it really hasn't been that windy this week, so we haven't seen many lifetime bests or personal records chalked off. And the 4 listed for the final, comprising of the 3 you see here, are all long jump specialists. They're not competing in anything else this week. So we start with Tysjan Kustra for Poland, the home nation, 6:07, his lifetime best. Zoran Talic of Croatia, who's a 7-meter man in his career, no Lenin Cunha for Portugal. So Anastasios Prodromou, who's another 7-meter man, goes for Greece. And this will be even quicker than we thought. Just the 3 starters in this men's long jump T20, the intellectual category.
Bit of a disappointment as well, isn't it? Because without Lenin Cunha, who won that gold in 2015, you've got no Ranky Oberoi in this either. So who's the current world champion? So I wonder whether he missed his call time. Sometimes that happens.
We've seen that
anyway,
with a few prominent athletes. Yeah, they tightened it up in 2015 in the Worlds.
It does happen.
And Kustra with his warm-up jump, or at least I hope for his sake that was his warm-up jump. Didn't get anywhere near the board. Gave something like 40 centimeters away. We're seeing a whole load of championship debutants at these Europeans. Fancy that was a warm-up jump. It's his major championship debut.
Well, loads of field action taking place. We've already seen the F-34 Javelin. We've seen the T20 long jump. And now it's time for the men's discus throw F52 final. Henrik Plank of Slovenia, who we just saw. Rafael Rotsky of Poland. 3 Poles going in this one. Filip Valen, 1362, his lifetime best. Robert Jakubits didn't compete from 2002 to 2013 due to classification issues, so always good to see someone back in the sport. Sandor of Croatia, silver in 2016. He was the bronze medalist in the Worlds in 2015 and 17. Peter Koszewicz, his senior debut in 2017. He's the reigning European champion. So Henrik Plank, who's already in that seated position before the introductions. Plank's lifetime best is 1668. He's only got a season best of 1374. As we move back to the T20 long jump with those 3 competitors in place. There's the measurement system. Wonderful, isn't it, when we can do it electronically?
I'm pretty sure that is a test that they're doing.
This isn't a test. Katie of Turkey, 27.96 with his second throw. His first was a foul. All 6 will come at the same time. What has this brought? 31.69. And that is a new European record. Okay, F-34. Athlete, the record for that. Maurizio Valencia is 38.23, but he's taken Thierry Sabone's European record. And also that championship record. Women's shot put F12. I told you the field events come thick and fast, and the finals this morning, the first 10 are medal events. 7 going in this one. Elena Schack, at 24 years of age, her first major championship, so Shame for her we have no spectators in, but she'll get the experience of being at the major championships. Simona Vesina of Lithuania. Bronze medalist back in 2016, Rose Valipa of France. Natalia Adair, who won Europeans in 2018 in the Javelin. Arisia Ichina of Ukraine, who gold in the 2018 in the Discus. Bronze in this event. Berkova, 21 years of age, her first major championship for the Russian. And Lydia Church of Great Britain, 21 years of age from Peterborough. She was 7th back in 2019 in Dubai at the World Championships. As we head back to Kaidi, 30.87 for his 4th. What's he got up for the 5th? Well, he's given it a mark. He gave it plenty to put it out there. But I think he might have fouled. The judging's been quite harsh, but fair. Confirmed as a foul, so 31.69, that European record. Still his best, he's got 1 left to go. The man from Turkey. Well, that's pretty big. But he's been given a red again. So movement in the buttocks and legs will be the reason for that. But he's absolutely smashed Thierry Sabone's European record from Paris, set back in 2019, and gone past that championship record set in Berlin 3 years ago. Well, I said they've been harsh but fair with the judging. They've been doing it to everyone. It hasn't just been Kaidi, so... The Turk shouldn't feel too hard done by. As he gets ready to get himself out of the chair, that man on the left, Safransky, just getting himself ready to go. Well, I wouldn't like to be a judge. Too much pressure there for me. I'll stick to this. The women's 100 metres T12 final is first up on the track.
The category of medium visual impairment, with Finland, Spain and Portugal represented in this. Well, there's only one medal that's been claimed across these 4 finalists, and it comes from a championship debutante. Brought to the 400 metres of these Europeans for Ida Lunela of Finland. She's in 1. In lane 3, Alba Garcia of Spain, 4th in the 200 metres of the last Europeans in Berlin. For Spain, semi-finalist in the 100 and 200 in the last Worlds in Dubai, Nagora Folgado. And championship debutante for Portugal in 7, Sara Arujo. It's her 20th birthday on Sunday. Guides optional in the T12. It's Lunella in 1, Alba Garcia Falagan with a guide Jonathan Orozco in 3, It's Nogore Folgado Garcia of Spain in 5, along with her guide, Juan Guevara. And Sara Arujo in 7 for Portugal, with her guide, Mariana Duarte. We will have a first-time European champion. Lunella in 1, Garcia Balagan in 3, Folgado Garcia in 5, Arujo in 7. The final of the women's 100 meters, T12.
Set.
They spent a while in the blocks, but the 2 Spanish athletes, Garcia and Folgado, are away well, and they're battling out for the gold. It's Folgado and 5 who's moving up. Folgado to beat Garcia Balagan, and the bronze goes to Portugal and Arujo. Alba Garcia Balagan is European champion for the first time. 12.72, a lifetime best. Folgado Garcia with the celebration and with the win. Well, what a battle between the two of them ultimately. They come into this not having won a major championship medal between them before. A great start by Garcia in 2, but Folgado fighting back so well in 5, and with her guide Juan Guevara taking the title. Excellent last 40 meters for Nogore Folgado from Valencia, coached by Julio Santo Domingo. And a massive result. Just had enough to spare in the end over Alba Garcia. One of the performances in terms of time of her life. Garcia, the silver medalist, is 20. Folgado Garcia, the gold medalist, is 17. So Nogore Folgado takes the gold for Spain, Alba Garcia the silver, and Sara Arujo the bronze for Portugal. So a Spanish double in the sprint. Brilliant result for them heading into Tokyo. As we go back to the women's shot put, same visual impairment category. This is the F12 final.
Marisia Ichina of Ukraine then. She won gold in the discus in 2018. She was bronze in this event. Look at that ground where it's been knocked up from these shot puts over the past few days. So 11:46 puts Ilchina into the lead with her first attempt. 49 centimetres in front of Natalia Eder as Berkova. The Russian steps up for her first at her first major championships. Well, her lifetime best, if she gets near it, 13.40. Set this year. And that is big from Berkova. All F12s except for Elena Schauk, who's an F11. The F12 world record, Sofia Berkanova, set in 2016 at the Paralympics from Uzbekistan. We saw that line out there. Bydgoszcz. Well, she's gone close. 12.91. Her first throw puts her into the lead. She's only 1 centimetre off the championship record, set in 2003. But it's time to head back to the track. 100 metres again, this time though, the T46 for coordination impairment. 4 going in it. The European champion from 3 years ago is going as well in lane 3. Nikoličić. All 4 of these ladies ran in the 200 metres. Nikoličić took silver in that one. Elizaveta Henkina, who won silver back in 2018, she took bronze over the 200 metres here at these championships. Lane Ivanova won Paralympic gold back in 2012 and in the 2011 and 2015 World Championships. And Sharon Bydgoszcz, who was second already here in the shot put, picking up a silver medal and a bronze in the 200 metres, so a chance for a third medal within 4 days for the former Parry hockey player. So Nikoličić in 3. Her sister was a Paralympic champion as well. And Henkina goes in 4 from the Ukraine. Ivanova in 5. And Bydgoszcz, looking for a third medal at these championships, goes in lane 6.
Set.
Away with no issues, and it is on the inside. Nikoličić, the defending champion, who's got away quickest of all, but really pushing through is the Russian Ivanova, and on the outside here comes Bydgoszcz. Can Bydgoszcz catch it in the end? That's Bydgoszcz, Nikoličić. Bydgoszcz's going to get it. She does get it. Bydgoszcz gets it. I think Henkina may have got second. It'll be a photo though, and Nikoličić either second or third, but Bydgoszcz in a lifetime best of 14.86 seconds picks up her first gold of these championships to go with a bronze in the 200, a silver in the shot put. She picks up now gold in the women's 100 metres T36 final. An outstanding last 30 metres or so from the Dutch woman. 23 years of age, and she's going to be on the podium for the 3rd time already at these championships with a new lifetime best. 15.15 it was before that. She smashed it. It was Nikoličić on the inside in lane 3 who got off to the fastest of the starts, and Bydgoszcz, it took her a while to get going, but when she did, just watch her rocket down the outside, and she goes past Ivanova, she goes past Henkina, she goes past Nikoličić, who gets pipped on the line. And that is some effort from Bydgoszcz. She's thrown in Nikoličić and picking up her first gold medal at a major championships. Happy days indeed for her. She's picked up a gold medal in the women's 100 metres T36. Nikoličić has snuck it with a season best by thousandths of a second to take the silver, and Henkina takes the bronze with Ivanova in 4th place. Back to the men's javelin throw F34, and it is Poland. In action. So Safranski, 8th back at the last championships. He's thrown a best of 21.24 after 1989. A foul with his first. What can his 4th bring? His 4th will bring a foul. Point of the javelin not hitting. So that was pretty simple to work out that one. His first attempt not great. His 4th not great, but his two in between so far have given him a mark, but he's chasing a big target, 31.69, set by Musin Kaidi of Turkey. 21.53, Safranski's lifetime best. So he's not far off it. And he's thrown another foul. So 3 of his 5 so far haven't registered. That hasn't registered either, so 4 fouls. Safranski in second place, 21.24, his best of the 2 legal throws. Finland's Thomas Manni getting himself ready to go as Safranski unstraps himself. It's time for the women's shot put F12 to have a look at what's happening there. Berkova with a last throw at 12.91. It was an absolute screamer. What will this one bring? Well, that's decent as well. I don't think it's gone as far, though, as her first one, though. The first one didn't seem to have as high a trajectory. It found more distance. Still a very good throw. I said last time, Tamara Sivikova's championship record set in Assen back in 2003. 11.89. Yeah, that record set at the inaugural Para-Athletics European Championships back in 2003, so she's only 1 centimetre off that. Lydia Church of Great Britain, the 21-year-old, her first throw ending in a foul. Let's see what her second can bring about. Well, that one's much better. And you can hear the crowd, her teammates giving her a cheer. That was a brilliant effort. It's the medium visual impairment category. She's actually got 2 athletics coaching licenses herself as Lydia Church, so she can almost coach herself out there, but she does have Jim Edwards who coaches her from the Peterborough and Neen Valley Athletics Club. 11.93 for her, so it puts her up into the silver medal position.
So if you're wondering why we're not seeing much of the men's long jump T20 so far, there has been a delay in that. It's a measuring issue, and it is getting underway now, about 25 minutes after it was due to, but they have had a little bit of time to get some practice jumps in. That's just getting underway now. As Scott goes, currently lying in 5th place for Russia in this women's shot put, as she tries to break the 10-metre barrier that would inch her towards the medals. But Berkova still in a very strong place, leading by almost a metre. 9.78, only a slight improvement. Samana Vitsieni of Lithuania, 6.93, her best to date. Doesn't really look as if it's going to get her up the rankings very much. She's a 7.21 thrower in her career anyway, and 6.72 will not rise her any further. She'll have to add pretty much 2 meters onto her lifetime best in order to get any higher than the 7th place she's in. Now, Rose Walepa, who's been a multi-medalist, 9.34 her best. She's an 11.5 thrower and has reached 10.5 this season. And that'll be good for medals, but she's down 9.34 in 6th place. And that was her first throw. Her second, just a bit shorter than that. Trying to recapture her form this morning. Three times she's medalled at the Europeans. And if she does here, that will be the tightest one. Has she a finger problem? I think she might have. And that could explain a lot about where she is right now. Natalia Eder for Austria. European Javelin champion 2 years ago. That is her strongest discipline. She has never medalled in a major championships before in the shot. Twice a Paralympic bronze medalist in the Javelin. World Championship silvers and bronzes in the same event. Not in this, but she might medal. She's not that far off. Only about half a meter. 10.97 remains her best for Austria. Originally from Grodno in Belarus, but it's almost 20 years ago since she moved to Austria. Has been competing for them ever since, and she's being held off the bronze medal position by Orsia Ilchina. It's a 12.98 thrower, so it's beyond the current championship record, and that's beyond the quadrant, so that'll be a red flag. I mean, it's F12, it is the medium category of visual impairment. That is quite majorly visually impaired. The fact that almost all the throws end up on target is shows the high skill level. Here's our leader, Bydgoszcz from Russia. The 21-year-old who's gone out to 13 meters 40 this year. Not very far away from that world record line held by Safia Burkanova of Uzbekistan at the Rio Paralympic Games. The European record only a few centimeters off what she's got. 12.87, good consistency. She remains in the gold medal position as we reach halfway.
Lydia Church. Foul with the first, the second was monumental. 12.62 is her lifetime best. That was set this year. But that one's a decent effort as well. Not sure if it's going to get out as far as that 11.93. Like she just slightly lost her balance. Sports science student from Bydgoszcz University. So that one down as a foul. Men's discus throw, F52. Plank leads the way with a season best 15.56. Grodzki of Poland. Waiting to go. It's a warmish day, why not?
First will be Simona Pina, then Velerba, then Shark, Eder, Virginia, third, and Kulkova.
Well, there seems to have been a few hold-ups so far today. Looks like we may have an issue with this measuring system as well.
Now, I can tell you, by the way, in the long jump, and this is actually very, very good news, Lenin Cunha, because of the delay, has shown up, and here he is. He's competing. So we have 4 in this long jump T20 final. And here comes Lenin.
He got
He's
locked
in
in
the
the
medal
loo.
too right now. Wherever he was, he's back now. Mind you, that limb might mean a very quick exit. I hope not. It's really tight for the medals, I have to say. Tysjan Kustra of Poland, he's only outside the medals, behind Cunha by 11 centimeters right now. We're in round 2. Used the board really well. Problem was with the landing for Cunha.
Well, I wonder if he had a chance to warm up. That may be the problem.
Well, right now, he's not in a bad position. He's in the medals, the 2015 triple jump world champion. That went to 6 meters 12. He's in the bronze medal park. Prodromu for Greece. 6:47 in the opening round. Talic leads on 6:77. Prodromu in his first Europeans. He finished 5th in the World Championships in Dubai 2 years ago. He's from Thessaloniki. 7:03 his lifetime best. Board usage okay. That's about 15 centimeters given away, but still, it's heading out towards 7 meters. .675, 2 centimeters off the lead of Talic. Kustra for Poland. First major championship, 5:84 in the second round is the season's best. He's a 6:07 jumper. So needs to go a little bit beyond that to get into the medals. Cunha is not comfortably in the bronze medal position just yet. Kustra is the only one of the starting lineup not to be a 7-meter jumper in his career. Prodromu is the only one of the field to be a 7-meter jumper this season. .596 is his best of the morning. Next to go is the reigning European champion. He's won the last 3 titles, Swansea, Roseto and Berlin. 6:77, holding off a lead of 2 centimeters from Prodromu. He was close to the plasticine, might be okay. It's his season's best that he's produced in the second round to lead. And it is that jump that just about has him in the lead. He's okay with the board. Good form. He's improved his season's best by about half a meter. 6:64 in the opening round, 6:77 in the second, and this 6:86. The lead increases for Zoran Talic. Twice a Paralympic Games silver medalist in the last 2 Paralympic Games in Rio and in London. He's in the lead, and so is Bydgoszcz in the shot put.
Well, Bydgoszcz leads. There's Lydia Church, who's going to come up with her 4th attempt. 2 so far have been fouls. So the 21-year-old up again. That one. Looked very similar to one that she's had as a legal throw. Seventh at the last World Championships. Has never medalled. 11.98, so it was similar. It's 5 centimetres better off, but she still trails Bydgoszcz. She's in second place, 14 centimetres ahead of Virginia, who's in the bronze medal position. And here is Bydgoszcz. $12.91. She's just off the championship record by 1 centimetre. Stood for 18 years. Well, that looked even better. That was much better. Much lower trajectory. But having done that, put so much power into it, she threw herself over the board.
So Prodromou in second place behind Talic. A major effort by the Greek. He was only 2 centimetres off the lead of Talic at the end of round 2. Talic has gone further to 6.86. That might be further still by Prodromou. Perfectly on the board. There hasn't been a single foul yet in this long jump final. And Prodromou absolutely loves it. He knows the sensation of being out at 7 metres, and it's a recent one. And that is very close to 7 metres. $6.95, and Prodromou goes in front. 9 centimetres clear of Talic. The halfway stage of the competition.
Well, Walepa, we waxed lyrical about that finger injury she might have had before. It almost looked as if she was trying to get her finger put back into joint. Sometimes you see that happen with dislocations when her finger was being manoeuvred. As it is, 9.36, she has improved. She's in 6th position though. 9.42 it is. Elena Schack. Her last throw, her best. Can she break the 10-metre mark for the first time? Well, there's been some wonderful throwing in this F12 shot put. 10.32, she can't break it. But she remains in 5th position, the Russian.
So the next track final is ready. It's the men's 400 metres team 12. Medium category of visual impairment. And the championship record holder goes in this. August Akpola, the champion from Berlin 3 years ago. Portugal, Turkey, Spain and Russia represented in this. Guides are optional, so only 4 in this final as a result. In lane 7 for Russia. Silver in the 1500 metres. At the last World Championships in Dubai, Anton Kuliatin. In lane 5 for Spain, silver in the Europeans in 2016 in Grosseto, Jose Luis Fernandez. In lane 3 for Turkey, the reigning European 400 meters champion, bronze in the 400 in the last 2 World Championships, Oguz Akbulut. And in lane 1 for Portugal, the 200 meters European champion from Berlin, twice 400 meters world champion, Luis Goncalves. So Goncalves in 1, Akbulut in 3, Fernandez Tala in 5, and Anton Kulyatin of Russia in lane 7. The final of the men's 400 meters, T12. Away, first time, good start by Kulyatin on the outside, and here goes Fernandez Tala as well. All 4 of these men have medalled at major championships in the past. Akbulut defending his title and going well in lane 3, and so too is Fernandez Tala in 5, who's overtaken Kulyatin, taking up the stagger already on him. Akbulut in lane 3, moving up as they straighten up towards the closing straight. And it's between these two. Akbulut for Turkey on the inside. Fernandez Tala for Spain now behind them. The big battle looks like being for the bronze medal. Kulyatin pushing up, trying to catch Fernandez Tala, but Akbulut's in a class of his own. Akbulut wins it, and it's just Fernandez Tala who holds on for silver ahead of Kulyatin. But Akbulut so good, he's broken his own championship record, 49.33. Fernandez Tala trying to push him on the final bend, but in the end, had to hang on for the silver medal himself. Akbulut successfully defends his European title and is back-to-back 400 meters champion. And just as he did at Berlin, with it comes the championship record. And with it comes the Turkish flag. Well, at that stage, Fernandez Tala was almost in front. But once they straightened up, he still had that little bit of running on the bend to do. Akbulut out of it first, and well in his stride. And look at Kulyatin striding up from 3rd, not quite able to get the silver, only marginally run out of it. Akbulut well ahead of those two. Really smooth, good running motion, and a champion again. The men's 400 meters title going to Oguz Akbulut again. And he can do his lap of honor. That result is still unofficial. Kulyatin given a lifetime best. It's official now. Akbulut the gold for Turkey. Jose Luis Fernandez Tala the silver for Spain. And Kulyatin the bronze for Russia. Back to Rose Wallemba.
Wallemba in 6th position, her final throw. So she'll need to pull out something special. She struggled somewhat in this competition. Lifetime best of 11.65. She's gone nowhere near it. Doesn't like that at all. Makes a foul out of it. And that is her competition done and dusted. So she's in 6th position. Now here's the lady in 5th. Broke the 10-metre barrier for the first time earlier, 10:32. For Elena Shauk of Russia. No improvement there, though, with a foul. So Natalia Eder. Looking to try and work her way up into the bronze medal position at least. She needs to find some, though. She may well have. She might not have found enough. At 40 years of age, she's medalled across all the major competitions. She hasn't found anything extra. She's fouled as well, so it's becoming a habit. Ilchina guaranteed the bronze. That's where she'll stay, so she picks up a bronze medal. It becomes a race in two between Lydia Church of Great Britain and Bydgoszcz of Russia, who's currently up there with that championship record of 13:06. She threw with a fifth, so more than the meter needed by Lydia Church. Well, that's a decent effort. It won't be decent enough. Well, she moves on to 12:34. That's a great improvement for Lydia Church. She'll pick up a silver medal. Improvement for Church from those Worlds where she finished 7th in 2019. She has a European silver. This lady has broken an 18-year-old record. 21 years of age, her first major championship. As Bydgoszcz goes for even more. The lady from Lisva, who took up the sport at the age of 10 in Perm, is going to be a European champion. She won gold at the 2019 National Championships in 2019. She wants to win a gold at the Paralympic Games. She's on her way. She's a European champion. 12:62 with her last. No improvement, but she breaks an 18-year-old championship record with gold. 13.06 metres for Bydgoszcz of Russia. She likes playing the guitar as one of her hobbies. She might be strumming a few songs in respect of winning a gold. Confirmation of it, Nadezhda Bydgoszcz with a gold, Lydia Church of Great Britain with silver, and Arisia Ilchina with a season best with a bronze medal, 11.84. Women's shot put, F12. Another lovely day and a lovely day for running. The women's 400 metres T13 final. This is the least of the visual impairment categories. And going from lane 8, it will be France who have two runners in the race. So you debut at the 2018 Championships in Berlin. Ulinenko of Russia, 23-year-old student who was 6th back in Dubai in 2019. And this lady here, gold in 2014, gold in 2016 at the European Championships. She's a two-time world champion and 2016 Paralympic Games champion. That's Antonine Keita. Iglesias Fornero, she's already won the gold, the 100 metres here. And she looks for a double. Alia Adzabetova, who took silver in that 100 metres in these championships. He was bronze at the Paralympic Games, this 2016. Silver back in 2018 in Berlin. Veronika Zatova, who was a bronze medalist back in Swansea in 2014, took bronze here in the 1500 metres. So adept over many distances. And Valentina Petria, looking to become the first transgender athlete to compete at a Paralympic Games, will go from lane 2. Alexandra Amilieska, 17 years of age, and she looks at her first major championship. So it's Antonine Keita who holds both the European and championship records, who will go from lane 6. Season best of 57.62 for Keita, 55.78. That European record, which is her lifetime best, set in 2016 in Rio. Keita gets away well, as does all the athletes there, and it is Antonine Keita in lane 6, who's already working her way up on the Russian outsider, Maria Ilianenko. And they're still well spread. Italian Petria and Amilieska of Belarus dropping off the back there as Keita works her way through the field. She's looking very solid indeed, as is 100 metres European champion Iglesias Fornero, who's rocketed past Antonine Keita and given her something to chase. So has she gone too early is the only case, but it doesn't look like it, because she is absolutely flying as she straightens up to take the last 100 metres. It is Iglesias Fornero of Spain, who must have about 10 metres on the field. Is she going to tighten up? It doesn't look that way at the moment. And from there it's Adzabetova, who's also in the race, as is Keita in third position, but it is Iglesias Fornero who's taken it with a new European record of 55.70. She's taken 0.08 of a second off Keita's record that she set 5 years ago in Rio. So that is a double for the Spaniard Iglesias Fornero. She's won the gold in the 100 metres. She's now a 400 metres European champion as well, with a European record. Well, she might lay down and get her breath, because she really put the hard work in from around the 250 metre mark. Keita went out quick. She had the running of it after 150 to 200 metres, but at a 200 metre mark, it's just there. When Keita starts running up and down on the spot almost, Adiratu Iglesias Fornero, though, had the afterburners on. She's some athlete. "22 years of age. What a championship she's having." So the Paralympic champion Keita is dethroned. She's also lost her European record. As we just wait for the official results. On what's another glorious day in Bydgoszcz.
Well, I'll tell you what,
The
her
lights out
arrival on the team is perfect for Tokyo, isn't it? Discus throw F52. We're underway.
eventually. Well, we'll bring you the official results of that women's 400 metres T13 as soon as we have them. Still hasn't been ratified yet.
It's Talic lying in the silver medal position as we enter round 4 of the men's long jump T20. Trying to get back into the lead. It's a great chance between him and Romu, and that's a serious effort. The Greek athlete going out to 6.95 in the previous round. Talic had been ahead by 2 centimetres. Now it's Prodromu by 9. Oh, that's perfect on the board. Talic may have done something major here. His championship record is 7.28 from winning in Berlin 3 years ago. 7 meters 20, and Talic goes into the gold medal position. How can Prodromu respond? His final attempt, it's another 7 meter marker. Has he done enough to get out in front in his first European Championships? He was 5th in Dubai 18 months ago in the World there. Talic has also gone out to 7.02. But Romu's lifetime best this year is 7.03. Really needed to have gone a little bit beyond that. Certainly in the top 2. Kunia has got the bronze after his late arrival. Can Prodromu come late and get the gold? It's 7.01. It's silver for Athanasius Prodromu, and Zoran Talic is the European champion again. 7 meters 20, the winning mark. Prodromu the silver, and Lenin Kuna the bronze. Excellent competition. It's in the balance right up until the end, but Talic retains his crown.
And we can tell you that result from Iglesias Fornera in the women's 400 metres T13 is official. So she adds to her 100 metres goal with a 400 metres and a European record. Antimatova came home strongly to take the silver, and Keita, the Paralympic champion, a season best for her, but she had to settle for bronze.
So take a look at the official results of the women's 400 T13 final from a few moments ago. Iglesias Fornera going 55.70, European record time.
Men's javelin throw F34, Duda with his 5th attempt. He's currently in 5th position as well. This is the first event to get underway of the day. It does take slightly longer because all the athletes in this seeded category have to be strapped into their positions, and all 6 throws at the same time. 13.85, so Duda has improved on his own mark, but he hasn't improved on his position. He remains in 5th. Lifetime best of 22.15, so he's quite some distance off that. That's the end of his competition. has improved, 14.04, so he's got out over the 14-metre mark, but as you can see, he's well off the leaders.
And the usual wait for athletes to move in and out. Got another seated shotput final coming. That's F52. That's one of the more restrictive forms of seated coordination impairment. Another long jump final coming as well. T38, which is the least restricted of the standing coordination impairment categories. Oh boy, do we have some great names for that. That's getting underway in about half an hour. That's going to be just like the men's long jump we've just seen, potentially another singer. And the universal relay is coming up later as well. So the final of the women's 400 meters, T11. Complete visual impairment. Every single one in this field has won a major championship medal. Joanna Mazur already taking a title this week. Everybody with a guide, obviously being T11, and we start off in lane 7 for Turkey, the 2019 World Junior Champion over 1500 meters, bronze in the 1500 here at these Europeans, Hava El Mali. Our guide Hassan Kalaiti. In lane 5, for the pole, the reigning European 400 meters champion and back-to-back 1500 meters champion, Joanna Mazur, and her guide Michał Stawicki. And in lane 3 for Turkey, the 4-time European champion, most recently in 2016, Osnur Akbulut, and her guide Ahmet Hakan Akbulut. Her husband August has won this title in Berlin. She won this title herself 7 years ago in Swansea and doing the sprint treble. So Akbulut in 3, Joanna Mazur in 5, Hava El Mali of Turkey in lane 7. The final of the women's 400 meters, T11. And now they are away. Joanna Mazur taking this title, beating Akbulut into second in Berlin 3 years ago. She's become such a well-known athlete in Poland, Joanna Mazur, not just because of her exploits on the track, but also on the dance floor. She's a champion in just about everything these days, and away she goes, alongside her guide, Michał Stawicki. There's also the 200 meters to aim for on the final day tomorrow, but Mazur is well clear of the rest of the moment. She's paced it really well, and the two Turkish athletes, Akbulut and El Mali, are being left well behind. Mazur is well clear in this 400 final straight away. Coming in towards the closing straight. This will be a very, very popular victory in Poland again. She did the double between 400 and 1500 meters in Berlin in 2018, and it's coming again here. Joanna Mazur is going to be European champion again. It'll be her 5th European crown, and she's well clear. Joanna Mazur, European champion once more. 1:03.93 the winning time. Osnur Akbulut the silver. and Hava El-Mali the bronze. What a large margin of victory, just over 5 seconds. And a lifetime best for El-Mali in third. But Joanna Mazur, champion again. She has been Poland's para-athlete of the year. That's across all sports. And she completes the same double as she had achieved in Berlin 3 years back. Camera had to pan back for the second placer. Now, how often does that happen in the 400 meters final? Her lifetime best is almost 5 seconds faster, and if she needed to push herself for that, then she definitely had that within her. Osno Akbulut claiming another silver. It's the 8th European medal of her career, and as for Mazur, she now has 6 gold. She's been the European champion 5 times and a world champion over the 1500 meters. Joanna Mazur of Poland takes the gold. Osno Akbulut of Turkey the silver, and Hava El-Mali of Turkey in third. Baronin of Montenegro in this men's javelin F34. We saw the European record by Kaidi earlier, 31.69. And a very familiar surname in the silver medal mark, Thomas Mani. We see him on the track quite a bit as well, and his brother Henry too. He's in the silver medal mark. He's gone out to 22.89. Szafranski of Poland third, 21.24. And Baronin fifth already, 19.90. Montenegro 4 and 5 right now. Gojkovic going out to 21.12. That was in his second throw. His last 4 throws were all fouls. So Montenegro 4 and 5. Gojkovic obviously is no longer a say in the competition, and we still have 5 throws to go after Baronin. So we'll still be going for quite a while. Gojkovic on 20 meters 12, and Baronin overtakes him, going to 20.35. Well, another meter needed to get into the medals. Again, that might be just slightly up in the 2035, 2075. He stays fourth, but look at how much he's nibbling into the advantage that Szafranski has as we go into a new competition. This, the men's shot put, F32. Konstantinos agrees.
Yeah, Konstantinos in first position at 9.71. Work our way through the competitors in the seated section. Holds the European record, which is 10 meters 54. So he's a distance off that. Paralympic champion. He was the flag bearer for Greece back in 2016 at the closing ceremony as well. And he's in first position at the moment. As we Move back to another final, or round I should say, on the track. The women's 100 metres T47. There are finals everywhere today. Angelina Lanza goes in this, who was dethroned in the long jump, had a bad day in the office. Did Lanza. Go from lane 6. But it's packed full of champions like Alicia German, who's the double defending champion in the European Championships. Castillo of Poland will go in 8. Mogachaya, silver back in 2016, will go in 7. Lanza in 6. German in 5. Polly Maiden of Great Britain, bronze in 2018, will go in lane 4. And Sokolov, predominantly a javelin thrower, will go from lane 3. She won the 200 metres gold here at this event. So Sokolov, who took gold in the 200, Mogachaya took gold in the long jump. This to get through to the final. First 3 go through, next 2 fastest advance. And away at the first time of asking is Alicia German, who gets away very quickly indeed, as does Sokolov on the inside. Sokolov, who's up there with German, and coming through on the far side is Mogachaya, who's just going to pip Angelina Lanza. She does it that. So Lanza will have to wait and see if she goes through as one of the fastest qualifiers. Alicia German, though, looked very solid out the blocks, as did Saskia Sokolov. But German, who takes it from Sokolov, with Mogachaya making up the automatic 3 to go through. 12:47, a championship record for Alicia German as well. So she's looking to make it 3 European Championships in a row. And she's just eased through her heat. And a championship record. No problems at all. First 5 or 10 she got out very quickly. Sokolov came back. Lanza tried to get to Mogachaya, but it's German who just got ahead of Sokolov. And that bit of added impetus at the end tipped her over the line, breaking a championship record which has stood since 2012. As we move back to the men's discus throw F52.
Yes, it's a competition which is continuing to bubble up, and further opportunities for Polish medals here. Ruczki with an 18.92. All the throws coming at once, remember. And this is Jakimowicz, who knows what his target is. That the lead, 19 meters 94. It's Poland 1 and 2. Jakimowicz leads Ruczki in second place and Plunk in third. 19.04 that opening throw, and this his fourth. And he's taking control of this competition very firmly. F52 with some 51s in this. They're the 2 most restricted of the wheelchair categories. Obviously the 31 to 34s, the coordination impairments are in wheelchairs as well. No coordination impairment in the 15s. 1994, look at that. Well, he's very close to the championship record now of 2020, which came in 2018 from Piotr Kosovic. He'll have the last say in the competition. He's the last to throw for Poland. Jakimovic has certainly put up his claim for a medal, and maybe a gold one. The 53-year-old from Javelin, the European champion from 2016. He's medalled in the last 3 Europeans in this. Bronze last time out in Berlin, silver in Swansea in 2014, and that Grosseto gold. 20 meters 08. The Swansea 2000 gold medalist. And then disqualified due to classification problems because of that, and it led to him being out of the sport for 11 years. It's really good to see him back. And one way or another, Poland are guaranteed at least one medal off the back of this. They've got gold and silver for now, with 2 yet to throw, and they could do the clean sweep still. Kosovic will certainly feel he's got a stake in that. And that'll be the best of the day, 20 meters 18. That's the standard for the last 2 throwers, Sandor and Kosovic, to follow. It means he will get a medal, at worst bronze, at best gold.
Well, here's the previous race on the track, the first heat in the women's 100 metres T47, won in a championship record by Alicia Jeremy, ahead of Sokolov, who set herself a lifetime best in 2nd place going through. And in 3rd place, Alexandra Mogachaya lands an equal to season best. She'll have to wait and see if she goes through as one of the fastest qualifiers. Men's javelin throw F34 as we head back to a busy morning in the field. This is another seated category. It's Kaidi at the present time who's out in front with a European record. And he was the first to go. 31.69. Four more to go after Bydgoszcz. Set his lifetime best this year of 19.16 metres. So he's just about ready to go. So Bydgoszcz at his first major championship. A lifetime best of up near 20 metres. He's going to need to throw above that lifetime best if he's to get anywhere up near the medals. .16.47 with his first up throw puts him up into 6th position. tell you, the athletes, if they weren't, they're very well aware now that they can't be lifting their buttocks, they can't be moving their legs, because there's been a fair few red flags given over the past few days. 1687, so a 40 centimetre improvement, but he remains in 6th place. If he wants to get up into 5th, he's going to have to throw over 20 metres. Thierry Stubber's European record has already been broken. Stubber hasn't gone yet. So he'll be one of the last 4 to throw. So Stubber will be hoping he can take back that European record and retain his title that he won in 2018 when he gets the chance to get into the seat. Certainly a lovely day for it, not a breath of wind. Lovely sunshine. And just about gets the tip of the javelin in the ground there for a mark. We saw some of the athletes over the past couple of days who like strapping their hand to the pole that they hold on to, just to give them a bit of extra grip on it. For kindness among those who is comfortable just holding on to it there. You don't want to be losing your grip. So 1881 with his 4th, a big improvement, but he still needs to find a couple of metres, and he won't, because that's a foul throw. So he needs to find a metre and 32 centimetres on what he's just thrown in that 1881 if he's to move up into 5th place. He needs to throw another 2.5 metres if he wanted to move up into the medals. Final throw for the Lithuanian, Bydgoszcz. That's a wonderful camera shot, isn't it? So Bydgoszcz vacates us. And then we had 4 left to throw in the javelin throw F34. 1936, a lifetime best, his final throw. But he'll remain in 6th position.
Well, this is one of the exciting field events in terms of stacked talent. The women's long-jump T38 coordination impairment, Vilma Berger first major championship for Finland. For Poland, the European, World and Paralympic bronze medalist Anna Trzewiecka. For Poland. Then for Russia, the former European, World and Paralympic champion Margarita Goncharova. The reigning European and World champion for Hungary, Luka Ekler. The current Commonwealth Games champion and the former World champion Olivia Breen for Great Britain. And for Russia to wrap up 5th in the long jump in the last World Championships in Dubai, it's Alexandra Nedelko. So 6 in this. Berg and Nedelko are the wild cards. It's their first European long jump final, so anything is possible for them. But the other 4 have medalled and 3 have been champions. So too has this man. So Charles of Poland in the men's shot put F32, the second most restricted of the seated coordination impairment categories. 886 is best so far. That not so much. Konstantinidis with a championship record of 982. And obviously, a lot of you have been watching for a long time. That's out of the quadrant. And we do repeat those really tight definitions that we have. The longer explanations are on the Paralympic website. But we get new viewers all the time, particularly online on YouTube and Facebook. People slip into YouTube Live. And you see from the comments they've never watched para-athletics before. So watch out for Tokyo 2020 in 2021, kicking off the end of August. And 7:59 to wrap up. He's in the silver medal position for now. Only a couple of no throws for the defending champion. 3-time European champion and the reigning Paralympic champion in the club throw. Well, back to the track shortly. There's been a bit of a gap, but it is scheduled for the second heat of the women's 100 meters T47, the below elbow or wrist amputee category. And a whole series of major championship medalists in this. Soloveva, who's this week's European 400 meters champion. 6 in this, again it's the first 3 and the next 2 fastest to go through. And in lane 3 for the Czech Republic, silver in the 100 meters in the last Euros in Berlin, Teresa Javelin. In 4 for Norway, 6 in the 200 meters here at these Europeans, Ida Louise Oberland. In lane 5 for Russia, the new European 400 meters champion, Anastasia Soloveva. In lane 6 for Denmark, 5th in long jump here in their first major championship, Björk Hjelman Nuraman. In lane 7 for Poland, the first major championship, but already in silver in the 400 meters, Katarzyna Kisiel. And in lane 8 for Romania on the near side, 5th in the 400 meters here, and also an ace table tennis star who was in the Europeans last time out, Tabita Volterar. Time to watch out for is 13:31. That's Polly Mayton, who at the moment is the last of the fastest losers. Jaskova in 3, Overland 4, Soloveva 5, Nuramark 6, Kisiel 7, and Volterar in lane 8. Second heat of the women's 100 meters T47. The top 3 go through.
Set.
Well, they are away. What a really good start by Kisiel, and also particularly Soloveva, the 400 meters champion. She's going to take it. Soloveva, Jaskova, Overland, the 1, 2, 3 at the moment, and Soloveva is through to the final. Overland in second place, and Jaskova in third. 12:54 the winning time, unofficial, so that's a lifetime best. Rounded down to 53. and only 200ths of a second outside of Nicole Rodemankina's 9-year-old European Championship record. Overland with a lifetime best as well. She's taken a third of a second off her time. Exactly. Jaskova through, also 12.97, but she has run that this year. Well, Volterra out of the blocks and her arm resting on 1-2. Soloveva well in her prime. And would you say she was going 100% full tilt there? If not, that championship record could well go. And the European record is only 1100ths faster from Yeremin. Overland in second, just pipping Eshkova, but they're through anyway. Well, Polly Mayton's 13.31 is good enough for her. You'll see that confirmed visually in a moment. Anastasia Soloveva, 12.54, my word. Brittany Mason is the world record holder from those World Championships in Dubai. That was a memorable victory. And Soloveva almost giving us something remarkable to look at in that. The official result will follow.
Men's discus throw 52. Sandor gets his 6 throws underway. Jakimic leads with 20.18 out in front. Sandor's a silver medalist at the Europeans back in 2016. He's up into second position straight away with his first of 1966. Taking bronze at 2 World Championships as well. His season best this year is 20.02, so he's going to have to go above that.
So the women's long jump T38, and here is the reigning European and world champion for Hungary, Luca Ekler, a brilliant champion in both Berlin and Dubai. Silver already in the 100 meters here, as she also achieved in the 1 and the 2 in those worlds in Dubai at the Club of Determination. They have another FASA Grand Prix coming up in powerlifting in a couple of weeks. The final Paralympic qualifier. Ekler out well. It's her first round attempt. It's the strongest, least impaired of the coordination impairment. But obviously the starting bar for that is quite high. So Ekler, the championship record is hers, 5:39. The European and the world record is hers, 5:51. And that is beyond 5 meters. Goncharova leading on 4.95, but not anymore. 5:42, a championship record to start for Luca Ekler. Olivia Breen with her first attempt. The former world champion and still reigning Commonwealth Games champion from the Gold Coast 3 years ago. Birmingham still scheduled to host next year's Commonwealth Games, all going well, and there is a para-athletics element in it, and it's all part of the one competition, so the para-athletics medals go towards the athletics medals, go toward the overall tally. That's solid. Well, now, she didn't use the board at all, so that's about 30 centimeters given away. Will it cost her a spot in the top 3? Don't think so. That's long. That's 4.61. Olivia Breen, season's best, and she goes into the bronze medal position. Back to the shopper.
Churkin with his first from Russia. Plenty of seated events to get through on this Friday morning.
While we're waiting for that, Gold Coast, is that a relatively new city, a new conurbation? Because I don't remember hearing about it when I was a kid. It's a major place now, isn't it?
The Gold Coast has always been a very touristy area. A lot of older people choose to retire up there. It's a lovely climate. It's about an hour or so south of Brisbane, but it covers a whole range of beaches all the way along the coast there. It's a brilliant area. My sister used to live there, so I used to visit on many occasions. Always sunshine, always a good climate, friendly place as well. So I think you saw from 2018 when the Commonwealth Games were held on the Gold Coast, it got a decent ovation, as did Soloveva when she rang just a moment or two ago in the women's
they were holding on to that
100.
result for a while, but everyone's okay. Lifetime bests for Soloveva and Overland, they go through, so does Yashkova, but the rest are eliminated, which is good news for the 4th and 5th places in that first heat. Noremark sees her run end. Yeremin with that new championship record of 12:47. Sokolov lifetime best. Soloveva lifetime best. That looks like a quality final. Lanza and Maton making it as well. Chernoversiak 262 in the opening round. She's gone out to 4.5 meters this season, which would be good enough to knock on the door of the medals. She's been a 4.72 jumper in her career, which right now, as you'll see, would be good enough for the top 3 and would put a bit of pressure on Olivia Breen.
It was a foul throw for her though, or foul jump I should say, but talking of throwing, men's discus throw F52. Sounder with his last throw, 1978 his best, he's in the silver medal position. .40 centimetres behind Robert Jakubicz of Poland, who's out in front. So he doesn't improve the silver medalist from 2016, the Europeans. He stays second.
So Goncharova, the 100 metres bronze medalist, the 2016 European champion in the long jump, when she claimed 5 medals. She did the same in Swansea in 2014, but the difference was all 5 were gold. Grosseto, the last European she was in, 2 gold and 3 silver. Russian not at the 2018 Euros in Berlin. So Goncharova's really putting pressure on Ekler here. 5:23 is her lifetime best, and that looks a solid 5-meter effort. The heat is on, 5 meters 17. Silver medal position still. She's only 6 centimeters off her lifetime best. But unfortunately for her, I'm not sure if that's a little tap of consolation, she's still 25 centimeters behind Ekler, who is well in the mood. 5:42 championship record in the opening round. Great run up. Plasticine she was very close to. So close she's got a red flag. In fact, I think actually she was all over it.
Well, the women's 400 metres T20 final. Intellectual impairment category. And the reigning champion, Karina Pime, will go from lane 3. Won her heat comfortably. And certainly the favourite to pick up another European gold. Again, Bydgoszcz, who's a bronze over 1,500 metres in these championships, will go from lane 8. She was a bronze medalist in this back in 2014. Stronger over those long distances, of course. Silver medalist from 2016, Sabina Stenska-Szymanska in lane 7. Yulia of Ukraine, who won her heat. She was a finalist back in 2018. Silver in Dubai 2 years ago at the Worlds. Machine Giza, 18 years of age, from Turkey, the semi-finalist at the 2018 European Championships in Berlin. 7th in 2019 at the Worlds, her second major championship, Justyna Franciszek of Poland. And here is the reigning champion, Karina Pime, who won her heat easily. She was the bronze medalist in Dubai in 2019. We'll go from lane 3. Galina Randalina, her first major championships from the country of Russia, and the Hungarian top and tail in the field. Bydgoszcz in lane 8. In lane 1, it's Keresetsi, who was silver in 2014. Her aunt and uncle, both para-athletics coaches. So Karina Pime will go out from lane 3 as the favourite. That's Keresetsi in 1, Randalina in 2, Pime in 3, Franciszek in 4, Giza in 5, Julia in 6, Stenska-Szymanska in 7, and Bydgoszcz in lane 8.
Set.
And away at the first time of asking. We've seen a few false starts throughout these championships, but this one is absolutely fine and moving really quickly already is Julia of the Ukraine, who's moved up on the inside of Stenska-Szymanska as they head down the back straight with around 250 metres to go. It's Julia who's looking strong. Karina Pime is really working hard on the inside of lane 3, the defending champion. And she has Franciszek of Poland, who's at a second major championship. She's also looking extremely strong through the middle there with 150 metres to go. It's Julia. And as they straighten up, it'll be more than likely Karina Pime who will take the lead. And Julia is out in front by about 5 metres at the moment, and she's holding on to that lead as she goes around the bend. So Julia of the Ukraine is looking to push out in front, and she's going to go on a win. Karina Pime is not going to get to her. Pime's going to take second place. It's Julia of the Ukraine who's going to take it. Let's just have a look at the time. 56.85. That's a new European record. She's broken that from 6 years ago. So Karina Pime misses out on making it back-to-back championships, and it's Julia, a finalist back in 2018. This time, she's got herself into the medals, and she set a European record, 56.83, to take the gold. Karina Pime picks up the silver. Franciszek held on to the lifetime best to pick up a bronze medal for Poland. But Julia, she was strong when it came around the 200-metre mark. I thought Pime may pick her up when it came into the straight, but she couldn't catch up with a wonderful bend that was run by Julia. She held her form the whole way throughout. Pime struggled, Julia didn't. And Franciszek picks up the bronze. First medal for Franciszek. Julia is now a European record holder. So Barbara Bydgoszcz hasn't had a great championship, beaten into silver for the 1,500 metres. She's lost her European record now. Over 400 metres that she set at the Worlds 6 years ago. Julia with the European record now. Karina Pime takes silver, and Justyna Franciszek the lifetime best to pick up a bronze medal. Two 1500-metre finals to come, but first the women's long jump T38 continues with Ekler.
Yeah, it really is heating up into the competition we thought it would. Ekler went out long for that second attempt, but it was a red flag. She went out long in the first one, new championship record, 5:42. What about here? She's used that board reasonably well. I think that should be a white flag. Goncharova just going out to 5:24. A new lifetime best. She's only 18 centimeters off now. That used the board perfectly by Ekler. The world record mark is hers. It's around there. That world record's 5:51. Little glance across to see how close she was to it. I think she's very close. She's right on it. She's equaled her own world record, 5 meters 51, and Ekler's lead increases again. Olivia Breen, red flag in round 2, 461 from round 1 has her in the bronze medal position by 14 centimeters from Alexandra Nedelko in her first Europeans, 5th in the long jump in Dubai. Strong attack at it. Wonder if she went through again though. Yes, she did. So it's another red flag, but she's still 3rd. That's okay for now. And Nedelko in 4th, 4:47 today. 4:82 in her career though, so 4:61 might not quite be enough for Olivia, but she's still in a good position in bronze. That's where Nedelko wants to be. 4:47 in round 1. And seeing what Ekler had potentially done in round 2, it looked as if there wasn't another big jump coming. Nedelko was 20 meters shy of her first round attempt in round 2. She's attacked the board strongly, and that could put pressure on the medals. A reminder, Goncharova has broken her lifetime best in this round, and Ekler has equaled her lifetime best. And Vilma Berg is putting a small bit of pressure behind Nedelko in 5th, 17 centimeters away. That's a fair jump. 4:53, 4th place, 8 centimeters away from Breen. And she's doing her analysis already. Alexei Cherkin has won the men's shot put F32 with our new European record, 11:16. Konstantinidis, the long-time leader, falling into silver. So Charles gets the bronze for Poland.
Men's discus throw F52. Koszewicz of Poland. He's the final thrower out in this event. His compatriot Robert Jakovic is currently the gold medal position, 20.18. $18.62 for Koszewicz, so that puts him up into 4th position. He still needs to find over 30 centimetres though if he wants to usurp Rotsky, his other compatriot, 3 poles in this event. Rotsky's doing his best to put himself up there. As I said, he needs to find a bit. Around 30 centimetres or so. Has he found it? He's certainly unloaded with everything. $19.18, so it puts him up into 3rd position. He's in the medals, so he's guaranteed a bronze. His lifetime best is 21.41. If he can throw that, he'd win gold. Only made his senior debut in 2017. He's a former para cross country and para biathlete as well. He is the reigning champion, but he does have some work to do. Had to settle for silver 2 years ago in the Worlds.
So the long jump really hotting up. Trainer Bertiak, we're into round 4 now. 2 no jumps for her. And that'll be another one, unfortunately. Back to the shot put. And Bakovic for Croatia. F46, which is a single arm amputee category. Not the most satisfied. Karen leading for Croatia, his teammate 13.77, Skui of Lithuania, second 13.48, with his hat full of medals. This is round 1 though, and it's Schulze now for Germany. Matthias Schulze, the reigning European champion. Silver and bronze in this in previous World Championships. He has high standards, and he didn't like that.
Back to Kosovic in the men's discus throw F52, as he still attempts to rein in Jakovic at the top. I said he'd have some work to do. He's been doing it well. Has he done it well enough? 20.86. That is a new championship record for Kosovic.
Still quite a few finals left on the track this morning. On day 4 of 5 in Bydgoszcz. Goncharova her 4th round attempt in this long jump. Well, for all her great experience, she's still coming out with lifetime bests. 5:24 in that 2nd round. Further improvements, and how far can she go? Well, that's heading out towards the world record mark. She's visibly not satisfied with it. It is a new equal world record that has the gold medal mark. Really, it's just a matter, unless she adds something major onto her new lifetime best, of just continuously staying on in the silver medal position. It's 5:03. It's had to be better than that. 5:24, and the silver medal position is it's a good result for her, mainly because this woman's way out in front. 5:51 for Eckler in round 3, equaling her world record from the Grosseto Grand Prix 1 year and 361 days ago, 8th of June 2019. She loves this time of year. Shembathali, her hometown. Burst onto the scene fabulously in claiming this European title in Berlin, her first major championships. I think that's gone too far. I think she thinks that too. So it's a no jump for Eckler. Wonder if she feels there's another monstrous jump in there somewhere. So it's the final of the men's 1500 meters T11, and the same 3 in this are the 3 who were in that dramatic 5,000 meters final. That record from Rob Matthews goes back to 1989, by the way. It's Kosakowski, Kassar, and Rudakov. Fedor Rudakov of Russia, the new European 5,000 meters champion, for about a minute. Disqualified for stepping off the track, unfortunately. Hasan Kassar of Turkey, silver in the 5,000, where he was European champion previously. And Alexander Kosakowski of Poland, who finished 2nd in the 5,000, but upgraded to gold. He is the defending champion.
On your marks.
T11, complete visual impairment. The guides are Krzysztof Wasilewski, Umut Kuchku, and Vladimir Myasnikov. So on the way in the European 1500 meters final T11. Kosakowski eventually taking the victory, and just as was the case in the 5,000 final, Fedor Rudakov going out in front. He was out in front straight away, and that opened up a lead of half a lap, extended it to 300 meters, and after that little stumble where he stood inside the track, he was way out in front, but it was a breach of the rules. He was disqualified for it. I think his coach Vladimir Myasnikov suggested to him that he not extend the lead any further, because I'm sure he could have if he'd wanted to. Not much of a surprise, maybe, that the 3 of them so far are way in from the side of the track. It's Rudakov leading, it's Kassar in 2nd, and it's Kosakowski in 3rd. Kosakowski having taken the gold in Berlin in this. He's previously bronzed in Grosseto in the Europeans in 2016, and bronze in the last 2 World Championships. Kosakowski himself was disqualified in the Paralympics final in Rio, which this, as well as being a major championship race, is a big tune-up for that. It's a good lead for Rudakov for the moment. Silver in the 5,000 meters in the last Worlds in Dubai. He was himself disqualified in the 1,500. So maybe they're going for Again, advanced pace, stay out in front, but just stay away from the side. Heading for 2 laps to go. Rudakov has the advantage. Kasar and Kosakowski at the moment a bit of a trot in 2nd and 3rd.
And Kosakowski's made a move from the back. There's a good story about Kosakowski, actually, who was sent away to an athletics camp when he was a youngster because he was disrupted, liked it so much that when he came back he decided to take it up. So it just goes to show you the power of athletics, doesn't it? So Kosakowski's now moved up into 2nd place behind Rudakov. It's interesting what you say about keeping away from the side of the track. I think if Rudakov's guide might have said to him, we might run in lane 2 and 3. It might make it easier so we don't definitely step across there. We'll run a bit further because we were so far in front last time. But this is slightly different, isn't it? Over a much lesser distance, and the pace will be much quicker, and it will quicken much more soon. And Rudakov leads out in front from Kosakowski, who's that defending champion. He was bronze back in Dubai in 2019 in much hotter conditions than they were in Berlin the year before. And falling off the back is Kasar, who was disqualified his last 2 European Championships in this event. So Rudakov leads. Kosakowski is 2nd, Kasar well back, so it looks as though, as they come in to take the belt, it's going to be a race in 2. Can Rudakov make up for losing that 5,000 metres medal when he thought he was the European champion?
Well, all the rules in the T11 that you have to adhere to, obviously the false start, but the athlete has to cross the line first ahead of the guide, and then the thing that did Rudakov in a 5,000 metres final that was as dominant as I think we have ever seen was the unfortunate stepping inside of the track. Kasar falls back into 3rd, but it's Kosakowski with a lot of audible Polish support in 2nd place. Can he do the double, having claimed the 5,000 metres? Rudakov staying out of trouble so far, 200 to go. Rudakov leading for Russia. Kosakowski in 2nd for Poland, alongside Krzysztof Polashevsky. The guides get medals too. Has been the case for about half a decade. Rudakov in control, as he was in the 5,000 final. Kosakowski having to go one. That gap is tightening. Can Kosakowski do it out of lane 3? He might have run out of track. Rudakov has stayed out of trouble, and Rudakov gets the goal. Kosakowski the silver, and Kasar the bronze. It's a new championship record of 409.70. 9 years after it was previously set by Mikael Anderson, and that's what Rudakov wanted to do last time. The top 2 inside the old championship record, and I'm pretty sure Kasar was as well, actually. It's all come good for Fedor Rudakov in the end. So it could have been a double for him. Unfortunately not. But he's champion now in the 1,500 metres. Kosakowski the silver and Kasar the bronze. And Rudakov, well, it was a very good sprint at the end. They broke away well from Hassan Hussein Kasar and his guide Umut Kutsu in that final lap. But as Polashevsky would have been advising Kosakowski, they'd had to go very wide. It's not just one man you're overtaking, of course, it's 2. And Vladimir Myasnikov was in lane 2. Kosakowski just couldn't pull it out in the end of the outside. He came close to it, but Rudakov takes the title. European champion for the first time. Didn't compete in 2018, he was 22 when he finished 6th in Grosseto in the 1,500 in 2016. And he gets the crown. Rudakov, the champion, 409.71, a new championship record. Kosakowski the silver for Poland, and Kasar in 3rd. So Ekler going for more glory in the long jump T38. 5:51 remains her best. Still 2 rounds to go. It's been a spectacular series of results for her. Used that board well. She's gone out beyond 5 meters again. And she's looking strong to be favourite for the Paralympic Games in Tokyo. set to be European champion for a second time. It will need an outright world record to beat it. Today, at least. (5.20 meters).
Back to the men's discus throw F52 and Bydgoszcz. In third position. Fellow Pole Jakovic, who's at the top of the pile. He went first, 20.18 is what he threw. Bydgoszcz has some work to do, the reigning champion. And he's done it well, 20.86. A championship record, puts him into the gold medal position. He defends his title. Jakovic takes silver, and Sandor picks up the bronze medal. So here is Thierry Sabone, the men's javelin throw F34 competition. We were waiting for him to come into the competition. He hasn't disappointed. Paralympic champion all the way back in 2000. He's defending champion in this. He likes what he's thrown. (27.42) puts him up with a season best into the silver medal position. (31.69), the European record, which was his, taken by Mushin Kaidi of Turkey, who threw first. 31.69, the mark at the top. That counts. Don't know if you like that as much as his last one, though. Has a lifetime best of 36.20, so 25.56 for that one. So he has got somewhere to throw. If he wants to get up near that lifetime best, he's going to need to throw something too. As we head back to the F46 men's shot put, Prokhorov. Foul is first, Skuya has the lead. Prokhorov, though, does now. 14.75 puts him up into the first position. So we head back to the track of the men's 1500 metres T52 wheelchair category race. So 4 to go in this one. Fabian Blum will go from the outside lane, who took silver in the 100 metres. He was bronze in this in 2018. Gracien Ice of France, lovely story that he went back to the racing so he could follow his daughter because he wanted to ride next to her on her bike. Skukas, who was bronze over 400, he was silver in this in 2018, the former para swimmer, will go from 2. And that man there, the gold in the 400 metres, Thomas Gierspiegler, will go from the inside lane, the former wheelchair tennis player. So Bydgoszcz on the inside is looking for a 4th consecutive title at this event at European Championships, having won in 2014 in Swansea, 2016 in Grosseto, and also in 2018 in Berlin. And he gets out to a decent start, as does Skukas of Lithuania, the former para swimmer. Yeah, I was just talking about that Bryce Chennai story at the back there. Tried para-athletics in 1998, didn't enjoy it. Returned to it in 2013 because he wanted to follow his daughter as she rode on a bike, so he decided to get back into it. So there's always a lovely story coming out of these type of events. But he's struggling somewhat towards the back as Skukas, as they head round through the first lap, takes the lead from Bydgoszcz in second, and Fabian Blum to improve on that bronze medal from 3 years ago in Berlin. That's the position he sits in at the moment. So Bydgoszcz, a bit of a specialist at this one. In the 100 metres he struggled somewhat when he was in that yesterday, but these are the type of events that Bydgoszcz really excels in. The scooters out in front at the moment, not much pace on. Expected to quicken as they certainly move through the third lap and into the fourth as well. This is the second weakest of the wheelchair categories, so it takes a little bit longer for them to get around. You'll see the T54s who the likes of Marcel Hug, who really fly around in this category. It takes a little bit longer to complete the races, and they've been bunched, these three, for pretty much the whole way so far. So we'll see if a move is made on the third lap. They've got 800 metres to go. It's Skukas, it's Bydgoszcz, and it's Blum.
It's looking like between these three at the moment, Bryce Chennai finds himself a little bit back. Skukas has had that great career as a para swimmer. They've all had, in a way, alternative careers away from the track. And if you're reasonably new to it, the reason there are 4 categories is that there's quite a lot of physical differences between the 4. The 51s, you think, would never consider that they would beat a 52. A 52 wouldn't beat a 53, although 53s have been known to beat 54s. Brent Lakatos, Madison de Rosario, Catherine de Brunner have had successes, and quite a few of them up at T54. And Skukas still running them through. They can zip up a little bit in this final lap. Skukas still holding his own, a good sprinter, a European champion for 3 years ago, over 400 metres. They hit the bell, and they've got 400 to go.
They've got about 350 now. Skukas out in front. Bydgoszcz, who holds the championship record in this at 4:06.13. That was set in Grosseto back in 2016 when he took the title there. He's just sitting nicely and comfortably somewhat in second place, just gliding along behind Skukas, who's done all the work in this race from the very much the get-go after they broke away in a group of 3 out in front. Blum slightly being left off the back, and here goes Bydgoszcz about to make his move, and Skukas has tried to respond. Can he respond though? That's the question. As Bydgoszcz, he's going wider on the track, which means he's going to have to cover more distance than Skukas, and it may well tell in the end. So he's gone out to lane 2. Blum's in there behind. Doesn't look like he's going to be in the race here with these two out in front, and it is neck and neck at the moment. Wheel and wheel, if you want to put it that way, as Skukas is just dropped behind Bydgoszcz, and Bydgoszcz is going to race away, and he's going to make it 4 consecutive European Championships in the 1500 metres T52 category. Skukas takes the silver, and it is Fabian Blum of Switzerland who picks up a bronze medal to go with his silver in the 100 metres earlier in these championships. So Bydgoszcz, he might not like the shorter distances, but he certainly likes anything from 400 metres up. Double gold medalist now here. 400, 1500 metre double. Skukas adds a silver to go to his bronze that he picked up in that 400 metres. Bryce Chennai coming down the home straight. There's times like these you wish you had a crowd of spectators for support, because they'd be rapturously cheering away as he comes down to finish the race. He does just that. So all four across the finishing line, but it's the man there in the number 1 helmet, Thomas Gierspiegler. He took 2004 Paralympic gold in Athens in this. In 2002 in the Worlds he won it, and this is his 4th consecutive European Championship gold in the men's 1500 metres T52. But that was where he made his move, with around 250 metres to go. He had to work ever so hard though, because it meant that he had to go a lane wider. And he had that for around 150 metres or so, 200 metres, until he could eventually find his way around the outside of the Lithuanian. And when he did, onto that home straight, it was a straight out race to the line, and Gierspiegler had the arms for it. Always easy to recognise. And yes, he is number 1. So 4 in a row for Gierspiegler, 4:18.14. Skukers takes the silver, and a lifetime best for Fabian Blum with the bronze. Bryce Chesney coming in 4th place.
Me and him were born on the same day. He's got enough beard for both of us. Won 3 golds in the very first Europeans back in 2003 in Assen in the Netherlands, including the marathon, which hasn't been run for, I doubt it's been run since that day, probably. 1 gold in the 4 and the 8 there, and didn't compete in another Europeans until they'd been revived. Now he's won golds 4 Euros in a row. Kaidi in the Javelin. It's F34 on the throws. He's our leader already. 27.96 with his 2nd throw. His 3rd attempt, quite spectacular too. A lot of strength in that throwing arm, no doubt about that. 31.69, a new European record. Kaidi, the European champion for Turkey. Sebon, the silver for France. Awanicki, the bronze for Poland.
This week now, the women's long jump T48 final results. Eckler of Hungary going 51 point. World in Russia going 2019.
Another cracking day. You can see the distortion from the heat rays. Luca Eckler has won the women's long jump. This her final attempt, having equalled her own world record today. All the records are now hers, and she wraps up with something that went out a good distance. She'd started so well with that new championship record of 5:42. All the records were hers anyway, but she's set new marks in them today. A new championship record equaling her European and world records. And how much she must be eagerly looking forward to her first Paralympic Games coming up in Tokyo. Perfect usage of the board. The technique, despite this being coordination impairment, is visually flawless. That was 550. Her last attempt, 1 centimetre off the world record. She's the best by a long way. And doesn't everybody else know that? 551, she takes the gold again, equaling her world record mark. Gold for Hungary for Ekler, Goncharova lifetime best, silver for Russia, and Olivia Breen, bronze for Great Britain. But there's no doubting the woman to beat in Tokyo. Well, what an awesome performer she is. And Karen, will we be talking about him in the same manner? Look at how close it is between the top 5 in this men's shot put F46. 14.09, and he's in 5th place. We're in round 5. Eric Karen of Croatia, who has his colleague Luka Bakovic, needs to be above him in 4. Karen's major champion, Jacob. Not much of a surprise that it's the defending champion who's out in front at the moment, Schulze, but not by a wide margin. Karen, 14.51, a lifetime best. He stays in 5th, but now there's only 28 centimetres dividing the top 5. Karen could win, Bakovic could win. Had a couple of no throws in this, and that's a 3rd one. He's only outside the medals by 4 centimetres. Skuja coming through for Lithuania, 14.62. He's been here before, he's been through it all before. A major attempt. 29 years old. And in terms of the many throwing competitions that we have, he's an ace in the Javelin, reigning European champion in that, previous games the shot put champion. He is 13 centimetres off silver in Prokhorov. He's given the discus a try as well, but that's not worked out in the same way, never milled in that. So Prokhorov then, 17.45, has him in 2nd. Quite a few no throws from everybody. All of the top 5, that's a good one. That is a serious one. meters 12, and Prokhorov goes into the gold medal position. Nikita Prokhorov for Russia, the London 2012 champion, the 3 times world champion. Schulze going out to 14 meters 79 and suddenly in 2nd place as we go into the last round, and Hamza Dogan. about our leader, Prokhorov. It's actually his first European Championship since 2021. He didn't compete in Grosseto, which a lot of prime athletes wouldn't have done, it being a Paralympic year, and Russia weren't at the Europeans in 2018, so it's been a long gap. And he won the Javelin in that, and silver in the shot and the discus. And Paralympics of 9 years ago, he was the shot champion. So Matis of Cyprus, 13:24 is best. Did well to stay in the circle. And that was a lifetime best in round 2 for him, 13:24. 12 meters 11 had been his best. He's added more than a meter to it. Bakovic, Karen and Matis all with lifetime best today. And 13:25 is another one. He could not have done any more than what he's achieved today. The longest 2 throws of his career. Schulze, the defending European champion, going now. He was way down the order at halfway, which is why he's throwing so early in the last round. Once upon a time, they used to reset again for the final round, but that ended a few years back. So Schulze, 17:49 had led. Needs to go up beyond 15 meters. Well, it's a solid effort. Is it enough? He's still the current champion, but that might have just changed. $15.56 all time he's thrown, but he hasn't reproduced it today. It will be silver at best for Schulze. As we go into the universal relays, it is 4x100 meters. It will be contested for at a Paralympic Games for the first time in September. France, Turkey and Spain in this. 2 men, 2 women. You can choose how. Visually impaired athletes first, then ambulant athletes, then coordination impairment athletes, and then a wheelchair athlete to round up. So for Spain, our new champion, Iglesias, followed by Andres Barrio, Soriano and Quintero. For Turkey, Akbulut, who got the silver earlier in the 400, Ilgaz, Sahin and Maganis. And for France, it is the former European champion, Paralympic champion, Keita, followed by Pavad, the great Mandy Francois Ali, and Kassali to round off. So France are going woman, man, woman, man. Turkey, woman, man, man, woman. Dongadon is their wheelchair athlete. And Spain are going woman, woman, man, man. Andres Barrio, you remember her. A fabulous flip in the rain when she took gold in London at the 2017 World Championships. So they're all doing it differently. Spain with 2 women to start. Turkey finishing with the woman. France going the kind of orthodox woman, man, woman, man. Athletes love competing in relays. Spectators love watching relays. So France, Turkey and Spain, it's only the winner to go through in the next 2 fastest. And we are away. Keita for France, Akbulut for Turkey and Iglesias for Spain, the new champion, the new sensation in the T13. And she will hand over first to Andres Barrio. It's Ilgaz for Turkey. There's been a bit of a mix-up maybe for them. And for France, Pavad takes over. And I think Turkey are out, potentially. France handing over to the great Mandy Francois Ali and Soriano for Spain. Turkey well behind. Sahin takes over now. For France, it's Kassali in the wheelchairs. Quintero for Spain. Magangan to take over for Turkey. It's It's Cassidy leading them out for France. Only the winner qualified. France ahead of Spain. Cassidy leading out Quintero, and France will take it. Spain in second and Turkey in third. 50.22 the winning time. So Spain second, Turkey third. And France qualifying in 50.10 seconds. Contested for the first time in Dubai at a global level. France got that right. They just went for the orthodox woman, man, and it worked out. And a great variety of champions to go with it. I remember at the European Games in Minsk, which doesn't have a parasport element at the moment, but they tried out the dynamic new athletics. They couldn't use any of the European athletics championships. It had been the European team championships in the previous one and may well be in the next one when it's on in Poland in 2 years' time. So they devised dynamic new athletics, which had a staggered relay as its last event. And they'd announced their team for the relay, but they could then change the team during the relay. Look at how badly it went wrong for Turkey there. They had to tap it out. And Akbulut, well, she is completely visually impaired. She's a T11. Had to slap it for Ilgaz. They lost a lot of time there. So Turkey looked to be eliminated unless something goes very badly wrong for someone in Heat 2. And from there, Sahin took over and he was way behind. Bad news for him, bad for Dugangun. Hamide Dugangun, the old Hamide Kurt, who's been a multi-champion at every level. And she had to watch the other two fly away because her team were quite a bit behind. And she's a female T53 and the other were male T54s. Cassidy bringing them through to win for France and Spain in second place. And just briefly about that European Games relay, they could change the running order and substitute athletes while the race was in progress, which as a commentator was just great. Universal relays
aren't these
a lot easier.
Aren't these just great as well? Aren't these just great as well?
Isn't he just great? Karen needs a further 20 centimeters to get up into the top three. 14.51 in best. Both Croats in this having their major championship debut. And it's a no throw, and he will finish fifth, but he's had a lifetime best in his big championship debut.
Please stand up. Please stand up and go back.
I mean, the Universal Relay is pretty much the newest event in the calendar, so we do still have a few explanations for newer viewers, but I think probably it shows how more aware the general public are of parasport and para-athletics that we don't really need to explain as much anymore. Still do a little. And in the case of the Universal Relay, because it's a new event, a lot. But I think the athletes all love it, really. It cuts down on every category and classification then needing a relay if you can put everybody into the one pot. So Skuja, bronze at least, 14.62, half a metre for the goal. Schulze just above him on 14.79. That's a good effort. That's at least as long as his best throw today. Has he raised up? He has! 15.01 in He's got the silver for Lithuania. Skuja, what a result. Well, he has been European champion in this previously, but his celebration is like he's won it again. Prokhorov's the champion, but Skuja finally comes good. It's a lifetime best, 15:01, and he gets the silver. Schultz to the bronze, but here's the champion. Prokhorov is a European shot put champion for the first time. Twice world champion in this, Paralympic champion in London in 2012. It's a solid effort to round off. That might even be the best of the day. Even if he had been overtaken and Skuja came 11 centimetres away, Prokhorov might well have won with that anyway. He had something big right at the end. He's had two 15-metre throws to finish off with. 15 metres 12, now 15 metres 18, and Nikita Prokhorov is the European champion for the first time in 7 years. So Prokhorov the gold for Russia, Skuja the silver for Lithuania, and Schultz the bronze for Germany.
So one final event to take place in the morning session. The final universal relay heat. With the final, the last event of the evening session. Been another good morning with more records, world records, championship records, European records. We get them every single session. Slonova, who's part of the Russian team, she'll be going third. The Russians are going man, woman, woman, man. You saw Sophie Hahn there, who was part of the British team that won this back in Berlin in 2018. Petria will go third for Romania. There we go, up against that lady, Sophie Hahn. Already won a gold here at these championships. She's the 2017 world champion over 100 metres as well. Loads of talent in this Great Britain team. Zach Shaw in the T12 category. So Poland has Nispon, Krzyzewska, Petrovska and Kolek. Great Britain, Zach Shaw, Sophie Kamlich, Sophie Hahn and Nathan Maguire. Romania, Tukalic, Volchera, Petria and Jumrescu. And Russia will go with Tarasov, Soloveva, Slonova and Bichinok will bring home the Russian team. Great events these, but sometimes they become a free-for-all. So difficult with those changes to make sure that you sort yourselves out correctly. It's not the type of event where you have a load of training for it beforehand. So the British team victorious in 2018. And it's only the first placing in this that goes through to the final. The next two fastest will advance. So expect the Russians to be strong as well. Poland will go from lane 1, Great Britain in 3, Romania in 5, and Russia will go from lane 7. So Sarasov will lead Russia off, and Tukalic will take out the Romanians. He was 6th in 2018 back in these championships. Zach Shaw will lead out the British side. He was part of that team back in 2018.
On your mark.
And Nishpon or the visual impairment category to start with will lead them out.
Lane 2 right hand.
As we await the start of this second heat in the Universal 4x100 metres relay. Exciting events can go terribly wrong. And they're away with no problems at all, and this pond gets away nicely, as does Zach Shaw, and flying around the outside there is Tarasov, and they make the change over there into the next group, and it is Russia who lead out in front. They're looking very good at the moment. They're way out in front are the Russians as they get to the third interchange, and it's Russia who lead. It's Sophie Hahn who now heads out on the penultimate leg of the 4x100 metres universal relay. So it is Russia followed by Great Britain as they come into the final leg, and it's Nathan Maguire who will take it for Great Britain. And going down there for the Russians is Bydgoszcz. So it is Bydgoszcz up against Nathan Maguire. Bydgoszcz has it at the moment. It's Russia who are in front, and it's Russia who are going to qualify for the final automatically. Great Britain will more than likely go through as one of the two fastest qualifiers. But Russia, they got out to a very fast start. They held it in the second leg. And Bydgoszcz bringing it home very strongly at the end. To rescue finishes for Romania as they come across the line, but it's the Russians led home by Bydgoszcz there, who managed to hold off Nathan Maguire. And they qualify through to tonight's final. At this point here, we thought Sophie Hahn might just make an indent there on the Russian team. There were no issues though that we could see as far as the changeovers went. As Kamlish handed off to Sophie Hahn, and Bydgoszcz a couple of seconds ahead of Maguire, and we know how good a competitor Bydgoszcz is. Maguire did his best to get to him, but he just couldn't bridge the gap. So it's Russia who automatically qualify. They do have the European record set in Dubai at the Worlds in 2019. It's a nice way to end the morning session. A couple of decent 4x100 metre universal relays. Loads to look forward to in the evening session as well. 15 medals decided in the morning session. We'll have another 18 in the evening. Loads on the field, loads on the track. Loads to get your teeth into. So we just await confirmation of that result in the final 4x100 meter relay that was won by Russia. 47.90 was the time, so they're only 0.02 of a second outside their own European record that they set in Dubai in 2019. If you think that's quick, China have the world record, 46.35. Also set when they won that universal relay in Dubai. Great Britain do qualify 48.21 that time, so they will go through to the final this evening. Poland in third place, 52.75 for them. Photos being taken. People being spoken to. And results waiting to be compiled.
Yeah, it's
3 more
it's still
sessions to go.
unofficial.
Well, I can tell you that
Now-
Poland have been disqualified. So Poland, who were in third position, have been disqualified. Romania then move up into third place. They won't go through. Their time 107.94, so Poland are out.
It's for a changeover issue. There was a changeover for Poland that was not within the takeover zone. It's rule 23.6.
So there's the qualifiers. Russia, Great Britain, France and Spain are through to tonight's final that Will would love to take us through later on. It's been some morning. There's been records, championship records, European records and world records. And Russia still lead the way. They've extended it even at the top. 21 golds. Ukraine in second. The Dutch, courtesy of a couple of medals yesterday, are up there in 9th position at the present time. Few countries with just the 1 gold, which is worth its weight, no doubt indeed. Iceland with those couple of medals from yesterday. Ireland picking up 1 on day 1, 1 on day 2. And it's been an absolute splendid morning. Do join us later on when we'll have the evening session here at Bydgoszcz 2021.